Life is short, but we often forget. We get caught in routines, worries, and endless distractions. But what if we lived like our time was limited? The truth is, life is fragile. No one knows how much time they have left. And yet, most of us live as if we'll be here forever. We delay, we postpone, we wait for the perfect moment. But in doing so, we often miss the beauty of what's right in front of us. In ancient spiritual teachings, we are gently reminded not to fear death, but to use the awareness of it as a guide. Not to live in sadness, but in presence. Not to rush through life, but to feel it deeply. These teachings aren't about living in dread. They're about waking up, about seeing clearly, about living fully. This mindset doesn't ask you to abandon your responsibilities or live recklessly. Instead, it asks you to live consciously, with purpose and with heart. Let us explore 8 powerful reasons why you should live like you re-dying, but Dan T. Each reason offers a timeless lesson, and each one brings you closer to a life filled with peace, clarity, and love. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just open your heart, take a breath, and listen. Living like you're dying reminds you life is precious. When you truly understand that life is temporary, something shifts inside. You begin to see everything through different eyes. The morning light feels warmer. The smile of a stranger means more. The breeze on your face, the taste of your food, even the sound of laughter, they all feel deeper, richer. Why? Because when you know that your time is limited, you stop taking life for granted. That's the quiet magic of spiritual awareness. It doesn't ask you to fear the end. It simply asks you to honor the beginning, the now. Every breath you take is a gift. Every heartbeat is a chance to love, to learn, to grow. But we forget that. We get caught in routine, in stress, in chasing things that don't really matter. When you live as if you'll live forever, you become careless with your time. But when you live as if every day might be your last, you treat each day as sacred. That's the shift. You don't need to quit your job or move to a mountain to feel this way. You just need to slow down and notice. Notice the people around you. Notice your own thoughts. Notice the small joys. When a child laughs, listen. When a friend speaks, really hear them. These moments are treasures. And when you realize how fragile life is, you start treating these small moments with the respect they deserve. This lesson isn't about sadness, it's about celebration. Imagine waking up each day thinking, this could be my last sunrise. How would you live? You'd probably hold fewer grudges. You'd say, I love you more. You'd smile more often. You'd be more forgiving. And all of that would make your life more beautiful, not less. Living like you're dying doesn't make you dark, it makes you aware. Aware that this life, in all its chaos and calm, is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So cherish it. It encourages focusing on what truly matters. When you begin to live with the awareness that your time is limited, you naturally begin to question what really matters. You stop chasing the approval of others. You stop wasting your energy on shallow things. The loud noise of the world fades, and your inner voice becomes clearer. You begin to see that so much of what you worry about is just noise. It doesn't truly serve your spirit. You no longer feel the need to win every argument, impress every person, or gather more than you need. You begin to seek peace instead of power, truth instead of titles, and joy instead of judgment. That's the beauty of awareness. It cleans your lens and helps you see what's real. The teachings remind us that everything in life is temporary. Our possessions, our status, even our problems, they all come and go. But kindness, compassion, honesty, these stay, these matter. Think about it. When people look back on their lives, they rarely wish they had made more money or bought more things. They often wish they had spent more time with loved ones, that they had followed their heart instead of their fear, that they had laughed more, loved deeper, and lived simpler. These regrets come not from failure, but from forgetting what's important. Living like you're dying helps you remember. So ask yourself, what truly matters to you? What brings you peace when no one's watching? What makes your heart feel full? Maybe it's spending time in nature. Maybe it's helping someone in need. Maybe it's sharing moments with your family. Whatever it is, make more space for it, because life is too short to fill with things that don't feed your soul. You don't have to escape the world to live this way. You just have to be intentional. Focus on what truly matters. Let go of distractions. Choose meaning over noise. And trust that by doing so, you are living the kind of life that brings peace, not just now, but when your final moment comes. Helps you prioritize meaningful relationships and experiences. When you truly realize how limited your time is, your heart naturally turns toward people, not things. You stop trying to impress and start trying to connect. You understand that no amount of success can replace a heartfelt conversation or the warmth of a shared moment. You begin to see that relationships are not just important, they are everything. Think of the people in your life, your family, your friends, even kind strangers who've left an impact on you. These are the true treasures of life. When your mind is clouded with stress, it's easy to forget them. But when you live like time is short, you want to call your parents more often. You want to say thank you and I love you without hesitation. You want to be there, truly be there, when someone speaks to you. In spiritual practice, the focus is often on the heart, on the connection between all living beings. It teaches us that no one is separate, that we all share the same struggles, the same joys, the same desires to be loved and understood. When you see life this way, your relationships deepen. You listen more, you judge less, you give more freely. And it's not just about family and friends. It's about the everyday moments, too. That smile exchanged with a neighbor, that warm laugh shared with a coworker. These little experiences are not small, they are what life is made of. When you live like you're dying, you want to collect these moments like precious stones. You want to make memories, not regrets. So slow down, be present, ask people how they really feel, forgive quicker, apologize sooner, and above all, love more openly. You won't remember all the things you bought or the deadlines you met, but you will remember the people who stood by you, the moments that made you feel alive, and the times when love was felt without needing to be spoken. That's what gives life meaning, motivates pursuing passions with urgency. When you live like time is slipping away, you no longer delay your dreams. You feel a deep pull to begin, to act, to create. every second you are alive is a chance to express your purpose. Maybe your passion is to write. Maybe it's to teach, to sing, to build, or to help others. Whatever it is, it matters. It's part of your path. And when you live with the awareness of life's fragility, you treat your passions as urgent callings, not distant wishes. Don't let fear stop you. Don't wait for permission. Life doesn't wait. The truth is, you'll never feel 100% ready. But once you begin, even in small steps, momentum builds. Each step brings you closer to the life your soul desires. And that life doesn't have to be grand or famous. It just has to be true to you. Imagine reaching the end of your life and realizing you never tried, that your dreams were always someday. That thought alone should be enough to spark action. Not out of panic, but out of love for yourself and your gift to this world. You're here for a reason. That passion in your heart is not random, it's your compass. Follow it. No one else can live your life for you, and there's no need to be perfect. Just begin. Make space in your life for what you love. Your passion isn't selfish, it's how your soul expresses itself. And when you live it fully, you inspire others to do the same. That's how light spreads, one brave choice at a time. Teaches appreciation for the present moment. When you live like you're dying, you begin to value the present in a way you never did before. The future stops being your hiding place. The past stops being your prison. You return to the now, and in that now, you find peace. You realize that this moment right here's the only moment you truly have. Everything else is just a thought. Most people spend their lives running toward something better, or away from something painful. But spiritual wisdom teaches us not to run. It teaches us to pause, to breathe, to be here. Because when you're fully present, even ordinary things become extraordinary. A simple meal becomes a feast. A quiet walk becomes a journey. A moment of silence becomes a deep rest. Why do we miss so much of our lives? Because our minds are always elsewhere. But when you live as if each day could be your last, your senses awaken. You start noticing colors, sounds, textures, and feelings more vividly. You feel the warmth of sunlight, the rhythm of your breath, the sound of laughter, and even the silence between words. This presence creates joy not because your life is perfect, but because you're finally here to experience it. When you're present, worries shrink. You stop overthinking. You stop replaying old arguments or fearing future failures. You simply live. That is freedom. That is clarity. You don't need to meditate for hours or retreat from the world to be present. You just need to return to what's in front of you, your breath, your body, the person sitting next to you, the task at hand. These small returns bring big shifts. Try it right now. Take one slow breath in and one slow breath out. Feel it. You just experienced the present moment. That moment was your life. Now imagine living your whole day like that, aware, engaged, and grounded. You'll find that the more you do it, the more beautiful life becomes. Not because it changes, but because you do. Living like you're dying isn't about rushing, it's about noticing. And in the noticing, life blooms, one moment at a time. Reduces fear of failure by embracing life's unpredictability. When you accept that life is uncertain and short, you stop being afraid of failure. You stop playing small. You realize that failure isn't the enemy, regret is. You'd rather fail at something meaningful than succeed at something empty. That's the shift. That's the freedom. Spiritual wisdom teaches us that control is an illusion. Nothing in life is guaranteed. Plans fall apart. Expectations change. People come and go. The only thing we truly control is how we respond. When you see this clearly, you stop fearing the unknown. You start seeing life as an adventure instead of a checklist. Think about how many dreams die because of fear. How many people never try because they're scared to fail. But when you live like you're dying, you realize that trying is more important than winning. That effort, heart, and intention matter more than perfection. You understand that failure is not the end, it's part of the journey. This mindset brings courage, not loud, dramatic courage, but quiet, steady courage, the kind that whispers, "Go ahead, try. You don't know how long you have." And that whisper becomes louder than the voice of doubt. Living this way also helps you be gentler with yourself. You stop punishing yourself for your mistakes. You begin to treat yourself like a friend, not an enemy. You understand that falling down is human. Getting up is powerful. Trying again is wisdom. You also stop judging others for their failures. You become more compassionate. You realize everyone is just trying to figure things out, just like you. That humility creates connection. So if there's something you've been putting off, something you want to do, say, or build, do it. Start small. Start scared. Just start. The worst that can happen is you learn something. The best that can happen is you change your life. Remember, it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how willing you are to rise. When you live like time is short, you rise faster, dream bolder, and care less about what people think. And that, my friend, is real strength. Promotes letting go of trivial worries and complaints. When you live with the awareness that your time is limited, you begin to see how much energy you waste on things that don't matter. The petty arguments, the small annoyances, the need to always be right, they start to feel pointless. You begin to ask, will this matter when I'm gone? And most of the time, the answer is no. Spiritual wisdom reminds us that attachment to small problems causes big suffering, not because life is cruel, but because we forget perspective. We zoom in too close. We hold grudges over little things. We complain about temporary discomforts. We chase control where there is none. But when you take a step back and see the bigger picture, your heart softens. You learn to let go. You begin to understand that peace doesn't come from fixing everything. It comes from caring less about the things that don't deserve your peace. You don't need to react to every insult, every delay, every disappointment. You can just breathe, smile, and move on. That is strength. That is wisdom. Think of how much lighter your life would feel if you stopped carrying every irritation. What if you forgave faster? What if you didn't let one rude comment ruin your day? What if you let people be who they are without needing to fix or fight them? That kind of mindset doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. Life is too short to spend in constant irritation, too sacred to waste on drama. When you let go of the small things, you make space for the big things, like joy, love, and peace. And when your heart is full of those, the little stuff slides off like rain on a leaf. This doesn't mean you ignore problems. It means you choose which ones are worth your time. It means you value your peace more than your pride. It means you want to live a life that feels light, not heavy. And when you live like you're dying, you make that choice every day because you understand how precious each day is. Inspires leaving a positive legacy behind. When you understand that your time on earth is limited, you begin to think about what you're leaving behind. Not your possessions, not your titles, but your impact, your kindness, your love. You start asking, how do I want to be remembered? That question alone changes everything. You begin to realize that your everyday actions matter. Every smile you give, every word you say, every choice you make, they ripple out, touching others in ways you may never see, and that ripple becomes your legacy. Spiritual teachings remind us that we are part of something bigger than ourselves, that life is not just about what we get, but what we give. And when you live with the awareness of your mortality, you naturally begin to live in service of something greater. You want to uplift others. You want to leave the world a little better than you found it. Legacy isn't about being famous. It's about being kind. It's about planting seeds of hope, love, and wisdom, seeds that may bloom long after you're gone. Maybe it's the child you encouraged, the stranger you helped, the lesson you taught without even knowing. These are the footprints you leave behind. When you live like you're dying, you begin to choose your words more carefully. You say thank you more often. You apologize when you're wrong. You express your love without hesitation. And slowly, those small acts become the story of your life. A story others will remember, not because it was perfect, but because it was real. You don't need to wait until the end to build your legacy. You're building it now. In how you treat people, in how you live, in how you love. That's the power of this mindset. It brings clarity, purpose, and urgency to your everyday life. So think about what you want to leave behind, not someday, but today. What values do you want to pass on? What memories do you want others to carry? What light do you want to share? Start now. Live intentionally, and know that every moment, every action, every word is a brick in the foundation of your legacy. Living like you're dying isn't about fear, it's about love. It's not about rushing, it's about presence. It's about waking up to life and saying, I'm here and this matters. The truth is, we don't know how much time we have, but we do know how we want to feel. We know the kind of life that feels honest and full. So let today be the day you begin again with more awareness, more gratitude, more courage. Let each lesson guide you not to escape life, but to embrace it. You don't need to live like you're dying to appreciate life. But sometimes, thinking that way is the very thing that brings you back to it. And that, perhaps, is the greatest gift of all.